Well, as we said, I hope you got hard hats at home, wherever you might be watching, because we have introduced a new segment in honour of Nathan. I'll tell you what, the COVID thing must be spreading far and wide through the football community if you and I got the call up. But anyway...
The Stephen Bradbury type stuff here, TJ.
Yeah, well, I don't think you should be looking at gold medal stuff just yet. But anyway, you've even got your own little sting. So here we go. Let rip. This is Nate's Nuke.
I like that. There's a debate, and it's an unhealthy debate around the #1 draft pick most years. And I think in the last 18 months, we've seen an unhealthy debate around Sam Walsh and Connor Rozee, who are both great players. And our mate on the Sunday Footy Show, Kane Cornes, has been the main antagonist of this. And this is what Kane had to say.
Set up by the youngsters and Rozee, who I personally thought was the best man on the ground, and you said it for a while and I'll continue to say it, that Carlton picked the wrong bloke. This guy should have been the first pick in the draft, and he continues to show why. You're right on Walsh, and I've been saying it. He's not a damaging AFL footballer. Isn't going to be the damaging footballer that Carlton fans believe that he's going to be. They got that pick wrong, and I think the Carlton fans probably need to admit that.
I just don't think we need that sort of commentary. I think it's... and not only Kane, it was a fair few media people questioning Carlton's pick. I think it's disrespectful to not only Sam Walsh, who's a fine young player, and also the Carlton Football Club have picked him one. Let's maybe revisit in 5, 6, 7 years. They've only played a handful of games each, and Sam Walsh is starting to play some very good football. Let's have a look at him the other night against Sydney. 25 disposals in the wet, 20 of those were kicks, not easy handballs, 80% efficiency, 10 score involvements out of 17 and 600 metres gained. His last 6 games, Sam Walsh, he's averaged 23 disposals a game. He's kicked 5 goals in his last 6 games. And as I said, I think it's a bit disrespectful to compare one to the other, because I'm not saying Connor Rozee isn't a great player. I think he's a fantastic player. I think we should be celebrating both players, but it's a bit premature to say Carlton got the #1 pick wrong.
Now, hang on. I'm looking at Eddie in the monitor here with a very wry grin. What's all that about, Edward?
Well, I mean, I don't know what Kane's doing. If they're not trying to steal our jumper, they're trying to denigrate the Blues as well. I mean, Jess's mark wasn't any good a couple of months ago from Kane as well. So, you know, just put that in the bin, the most iconic mark in the history of the game in the biggest grand final that's ever been played. Next, they'll want to call the record the budget. They want to have square goalposts, tin seats, and get you at the airport to walk across the tarmac again. Seriously, if anyone calls it a check side, it's a banana or a boomerang. And I tell you what, it's not a run with play, you're tagging. So can we just leave all the South Australian rubbish out of it and just get on with it? Don't be having a crack at the kid. He's going beautifully, and so's Connor Rozee. But I never want to see him wearing that jumper ever again.
And a final word from you on that, Ross.
Well, I just think he's spot on. You know, Nathan, it's a great debate. I think it just highlights the scrutiny AFL players are under, whether you're a first-round draft pick, #1 pick, and the comparisons come thick and fast. You just got to take the heat. But Sam Walsh is delivering in spades for mine.